England 15-24 Ireland. Joe Schmidt's side win Grand Slam for the first time since 2009 with comfortable victory over Eddie Jones's side at Twickenham. 5th place. 5-star failure. So poor that Eddie Jones was booed out of Twickenham. By the end of the night, when the local bars were out of Guinness, England's worst finish since 1983 was confirmed. For Ireland, a Grand Slam. For England, a grand calamity. The jeers were mixed. Some English fans moaned after a third straight defeat, while their guests goaded Jones for his comments about the "scummy Irish." As their old proverb goes, many a time a man's mouth broke his nose. The scoreline barely served justice to Ireland. Slow and robotic, England lacked penetration and allowed the champions to canter to a 21-5 halftime lead. "It was so easy," said Ronan O'Gara, who watched his old apprentice Johnny Sexton pull the strings in the number 10 jersey. In a brainless opening half, his opposite number Owen Farrell conceded the first of 11 penalties for a late hit on Rob Kearney. Ireland kicked the ball downfield and the onslaught followed. Sexton launched a premeditated high ball on Anthony Watson, who later suffered an Achilles injury, and Gary Ringrose scored after Kearney forced a fumble. 6 minutes in, and questions were already being asked. Is Watson too flaky for fullback? Is Mike Brown too old? Is Elliot Daly the solution? Time is quickly running out to find the answers. The Irish fans found their voice as England's discipline unravelled. Mero Itoje was the main culprit. England were penalised for being offside, closing the gap at the lanyard, and falling off their feet at the breakdown. They handed points to Ireland on a plate. Sexton struck the right post from a penalty, but Ireland registered their second try after 24 minutes. Playing advantage after Itoje took out his opponent in the lanyard, Ireland ran a perfect strike move. Midfield decoy runners created a hole for Bundy Aki to burst through, before the Kiwi found CJ Stander on his left to touch the ball against the base of the post. "We played the identical move in Dublin 3 years ago, but believe Vunipola hauled back Robbie Henshaw to stop the try," revealed Ireland coach Joe Schmidt. How England have missed Vunipola. No one has been able to fill the physical void left by the injured number 8. Most of England's first half attacks were undermined by handling errors and some lenient refereeing by Angus Gardner. Aki was fortunate to avoid a yellow card for a shoulder charge on Daly, but England were given a numerical advantage when Peter O'Mahony was sin-binned for collapsing a maul. England launched a series of linear attacks, with Itoje claiming the ball at the front, but, in a brain fade, went for the tail in the crucial throw, and lost the ball. Ireland's defense has been masterminded by Andy Farrell, and was breached only once in the first half, when Farrell Jr. weaved through a kick for Daly to score. The Met Office had predicted a storm over Twickenham, and it duly arrived as a chill went down English spines. Ireland's determination was encapsulated by Sexton, who played through the pain barrier. "I don't need to come off," he said, with blood streaming down his face. The visitors bludgeoned over the gain line, Stander, Ian Henderson, Tadhg Furlong and Dan Levy dominating physically, while England were tossed sideways or backwards in contact. Ireland pounded away, and, with the clock approaching 42 minutes at the end of the first half, they landed the crucial blow. Conor Murray had the tenacity of mind to snipe down a blind alley, feeding rookie winger Jacob Stockdale. skipped over Brown and, stretching out his left arm, touched down to overtake Will Greenwood, Chris Ashton and Shane Williams as the first player to score 7 tries in one Six Nations. There was a stroke of fortune, with the ball bouncing off his knee, before he grounded just shy of a dead ball line that had been repainted a yard further back by the RFU. Quote, "I remember Sir Alex Ferguson speaking at Harvard, and he said you needed to get this and this in order, and then you needed a bit of luck," added Schmidt. For rugby historians, England's 16-point half-time deficit was their biggest in 235 home games in the competition. By the end, bookmakers were even offering odds on Jones leaving his post by the end of the year. The fields of Athenry belted out, and Keith Earls pulled off a miracle tap tackle to deny Daly a certain try shortly after the break. Moments later, the Lions winger was penalised for a neck roll on Kearney. England's midfield went to Wall and Mako Vunipola, James Haskell and Kyle Sinclair took charge of carrying duties. He kept the scoreboard ticking over, before Sexton finally admitted that his body had taken enough. Jones too unloaded his bench, and, having axed 7 players, they arrived with a point to prove. Chasing their tails, George Ford executed a loop play, with Brown deftly offloading to set up Daly for his second try. Johnny made touchdown in the final play, but the St. Patrick's Day parties were already well underway.